One of the most overwhelming parts of Davinci Resolve, especially for people new to the software, is undoubtedly the Fusion page. Trust me, I've been there. Now, I've already put out a couple of videos to help people get started in Fusion, and one that will help you get started with 3D in the Fusion page. I'll link both of those down below. But in this video, I wanted to show you a few tools that will help you keep your Fusion compositions organized so you won't feel so overwhelmed. Let's get started. The first tool that everyone should be aware of is Arrange to Grid. By default, the node graph in Fusion is pretty free-flowing. You can put the nodes pretty much wherever you want. And while it can be nice to have all of that flexibility, it also makes it easier to create a giant unorganized mess of nodes. To fix this, simply right-click on an empty area of your node graph, mouse over Arrange Tools, and click on To Grid. Now, your nodes will snap to the grid of your node graph, and it will be much easier to keep things organized. And along those same lines, let's talk about pivot points. Side note, I'm pretty sure that's not the technical name for them, but that's what I call them, so that's what we're gonna call them. Cool? Cool. Basically, even when your nodes are being snapped to the grid, sometimes all of the lines between the nodes can get a little confusing. They're not always straight lines, and it can get messy. To fix this, we can actually adjust the layout of those little lines by holding Alt on our keyboard and clicking on the line you want to adjust. This will create a little pivot point that you can drag wherever you want and completely control how the lines between all of your nodes go. And you can more accurately see how everything is working together to create your final product. Next up, renaming your nodes. It's super easy to do and it's super helpful. All you have to do is right-click on your node and select Rename, and then name it whatever you want. You can also select your node and click F2 on your keyboard. Now, you don't have to go overboard on this. In fact, I usually only rename my media in nodes, and usually only when I have more than one of them, so I know what's what. Also, keep in mind that when you're renaming your nodes, it doesn't recognize the spaces between the words, so if you need multiple words in the name, use an underscore. Moving on, another simple one, groups. Grouping your nodes together is a great way to not only keep your composition organized, but also to keep it small. Trust me, node graphs can get pretty big. To group nodes together, simply highlight the ones you want in your group, right-click, and select Group. Then rename your group the same way you would rename a node. Then, if you need to work on a node inside of that group, you can just double-click the group and it'll open up into a little box with all the nodes inside. Next, something that is very similar to groups are underlays. These can be used in instances where you want to organize your nodes, but you also want all of them to remain visible. To add an underlay, select all of the nodes you want to group together, then hit Shift Space on your keyboard and search for underlay. Select underlay, click Add, and you'll have a nice colorful underlay underneath your nodes that you can rename and move around. And now, with all of those tools at your disposal, you're free to go off and work in Fusion with hopefully a little less overwhelm. But if you need some more help, check out this beginner's guide to Fusion right here, and until next time, don't forget to go out and make stuff. Thanks for watching.